holds all the aces after 2 legs. Steve Schofield has won both his races. So too has Simon Wigg, 2 wins out of 2. And maximum points as well for Marvin Cox after 2 legs. The 10,000 fans gathered on Salisbury Plain know that no foreign rider has ever won this event. Welcome once again to Europe's biggest and best grass track meeting, the Ace of Aces. This week we're concentrating on the 3rd leg in both the solo and the sidecar championship. And if the action in the first 2 weeks is anything to go by, we're in for a real treat. While the last-minute adjustments are made before the 3rd leg, let me remind you that there are 4 qualifying races for both the solos and sidecars. Then the top 10 solos and the top 6 sidecars compete in the grand final. In the first race in leg 3, Steve Schofield scored a 3rd successive victory. Coming up is race 2. Commentator Barry Nutley.
Number 2, Trevor Banks' results do not reflect his ability. We were expecting much more of Trevor Banks. He's there on 10 points at the moment, and this is his opportunity to do something about it and pick up a maximum. Also riding well, number 6, Neville Tatum, that younger brother of Kelvin, has got 9 points to his credit, and will want to be increasing that pace very quickly. It's an even start. All 8 riders streak away past the commentary point. And Trevor Banks was looking sharp as he came down past the commentary point into the first turn. The riders very closely bunched together. Nothing between the first 4. There's a really close tussle for 2nd and 3rd. Side by side, just shows how much these riders depend on each other. Number 22 there in 2nd place, Sam Ermolenko from California, USA, and Wolverhampton, captain of Wolves, rides regularly for the Midland Space team, fighting off a duel for Trevor Banks. Trevor Banks there in 2nd, Ermolenko forced out to 3rd. 2 laps to go, but number 6 it is. Neville Tatum winning this one. Trevor Banks in 2nd, Sam Ermolenko in 3rd. And Hilke de Graaf for Holland, the Black Hunter, as he's known affectionately by his countrymen, in 4th place. But a good ride by young Tatum, younger brother of Kelvin, retired from the last meeting at the Aces because his stone was injured with the stone. 1 lap to go. Neville Tatum looks to have sewn this one up. 10 machine lengths out in front now, Neville Tatum. And yet there's a challenge, a last bend challenge coming. And Tatum's left the door wide open, and side by side they go into the turn. That's how close it is. It's Trevor Banks challenging. Trevor Banks indeed. Coming almost neck and neck, Neville Tatum and Banks, but Tatum got it by a whisker. Banks was 2nd, Ermolenko came home in 3rd. Tatum heaved a sigh of relief, but what a challenge. A stirring last-ditch stand by Trevor Banks, number 2, to take 2nd place. But Tatum took the win.
Yes, confirmation of that result. Tatum first, Trevor Banks' fine race giving him 2nd place, and 3rd from the USA, Sam Ermolenko. Well, before our first sidecar action of this leg, let's meet Dave French and John Halsey, a pair who really caught the eye in the last leg. They're number 17 in the red. Just look at passenger Dave's daredevil style.
Dave, tell me a little bit about it, because it's rather unusual.
Well, the lower and the further forward I can get on the corner, like the better it is for John for handling and all sorts like that, really. Just keep low all the time, and then come back, you know, nice and smooth. Not too many.
That's a special technique that you've developed, is it?
Try not, no fast movements. Keep everything as smooth as you can, like, you know. Keep it all like that.
And what does that actually achieve then? I mean, how does that help in terms of winning races?
Well, if I'm smooth, John's got the control of, you know, of the power and the steering and all. So if I go down very smooth, then he can put the bike more or less where he wants it.
Yes.
I'm only there for his, you know, for the aid of the cornering and all.
And how difficult is it for the 2 of you to get that sort of partnership going? I mean, John, how easy is it to get like that and have confidence in this man?
That's what it's all about, really, is confidence. And Dave's we've only been riding together now for, I think it's 4 meetings now, and we've just clicked. We've been lucky, you know, it's just one of them things.
And obviously having a good partner makes all the difference.
All the difference in the world, as you can see today. I mean, we're flying, you know, it's going well. We've had a couple of good results in the last 2 or 3 months, so we're hoping it all comes to a good end to the season for us.
Okay, well, let's hope you can keep it going. We'll see you later on in the afternoon, maybe.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
John and Dave are on the grid ready now for race 1. Commentator David Duffield.
In this third leg, the ACE of ACES Sidecar competition, we have a very interesting pairing doing battle this time. Number 1, Roger Misa with Dave Harris, going to be up against number 2, Steve Jewison. Already, Roger's won a couple of the early legs, and Steve Jewison has been second and first. So we've got a head-to-head, probably, I think, an early run as what we're likely to see in the final. Will Roger Misa then complete his Grand Slam? 1-1. Undoubtedly the man at the moment, because he's ex-double British Masters champion and 87 Aces of Aces champion as well. So he wants to preserve that success. But Steve Jewison, I'm pretty certain, will look to see if there's a little bit of error, he'll creep through. But Steve Jewison, his machine, the 1000cc Miller Drifter, there's a bit of doubt about it lasting, by the way, for the whole of this series, because there is a crack in the crankcase, and there they go. Let's hope they hang together, and the two of them battle it out. But down that steep dip, it looks to me like Alan Blewett's taken them. That's very interesting. Alan Blewett, one of the oldest men in the race, has gone straight into the lead. Alan Blewett there, number 19 in the blue, is on the outside. Well, when we had an earlier race and he had to rerun, he was leading, and he's trying to get the edge now by going into second place, but through goes Roger Misa already. Those two we expect to be out in front are there, so the moment of glory for Blewett has gone, as out into the first slot goes number 1, Roger Misa. Steve Jewison challenging him and coming on the outside. Is Jewison now going to take the lead? They've been swapping the lead, these two. Has Jewison got the power up the hill? Yes, he has. But Jewison goes through now with 2 laps to go in the lead, and Misa's back into third place. He won't like that at all. Sorry, the second place, third being still held by Blewett. Well, Jewison really now is beginning to put the pressure on Roger Misa. Hand goes up because Blewett's got a problem. He's out of it now to third place. Bad luck then for Blewett, has come all the way down from Darlington with 1 lap to go. No doubt about it that Jewison is trying to rub some salt in the open wound of Roger Misa, having got through just at the end of that first lap. And he's going so far in the lead now. I can't see Steve Jewison, who is the current British Masters champion, being caught at all. Well, that really is going to be a psychological advantage for him when they go through into the final. He takes it in convincing style then. Steve Jewison, his 1000cc Miller Drifter, always from Chelmsford, convincingly in the lead. In first place is Roger Misa, second. Well, that I think will undoubtedly upset Roger Misa, because Steve Jewison was undoubtedly the most powerful machine. He went down that back straight so convincing. There he's waving to the crowd, and I think they're looking at the 1988 Aces of Aces champion. We shall see.
David could well be right on the evidence of that result, but there's still one more qualifying tussle before the final. Just watch Jewison and Ward sweep from third place, around the outside past Blewett in the blue. Take an even wider line going down the back straight, yet still beat Misa and Ward to the punch on the bottom bend. A great psychological blow. Well, it's solos again now, their third race in this third leg.
The pride of Sweden goes in this one. Number 9, Roland Dano, second place in the Swedish Speedway Championship. It's also minus Hans Nielsen, the Danish 2-time world champion, who's retired with an injured foot from one of the razor-sharp flints that are a feature of this Salisbury circuit. But as the riders streak up the hill in hot competition, coming round to complete the first lap, there's a tremendous tussle going on for the lead. And in first place it's number 23, number 9 with him. So the leader, Randy Green for the USA. In second place, Roland Dano from Sweden. So Green fighting off a determined challenge. He was over the handlebars almost. Dano's gone through. So Randy Green, a machine failure, has dropped him. So Roland Dano now is having a battle. He's not having it as all his own way. It's very, very close indeed. Dano holding on narrowly, but number 24 there with him. That's Steve Baker. Steve Baker, the Australian, having his last ride on Grasstrack before retiring down under the work in the family business. Earth movers are what they do. Earth movers are what he's doing in a smaller version today. Third place is held by Andy Smith, number 3, the Bellevue Speedway rider who qualified for the overseas final, lives in Manchester, won the Barton Bonanza, 22 years of age, sitting there in third, not having an easy time of it. The last lap flag is out. He's lost that third place to number 28. So number 28 now in third place The flying Czech, Roman Matusek, on his Jawa, has moved up to third, pushed Andy Smith down into fourth place. But the leader, coming out of the final turn to get the checkered flag, number 9, Roland Dano takes the win. And in second place, it was Steve Baker.
A rare 1-2-3 for foreign riders in the solos. Roland Dano leading the way, Aussie Steve Baker second, and the Czech Roman Matusek in third. It could have been the first success in the event for the Americans, but Randy Green developed engine problems while leading and ended up pointless. Join us after the break if you can see your way clear, and we'll introduce you to this grass track gadget. Well, that's certainly one way of getting a good view of the proceeding. Right now, 3 more races for you coming up. First, let's rejoin the sidecars, leg 3, race 2, and David Duffield.
And as they line up now for the race 20, which is the second heat in the third leg for the Ace of Aces sidecar competition. Number 6, Mike Baxter, with his passenger Danny Tully, who already had a second place in leg 2. In fact, we've got a battle of the Mikes, because the other Mike, and that's Mike Cameron, number 15, with Paul Randall in the 948 Godden from Shoreham, they've also had a second place in the second leg. So these are the 2 Mikes who are going to have a go this time to see who's going to be the fashion of the 2. And Russell Ing had 2 third places. Is he going to give the double on the grip, fly off the wheel, and the spectators jockeying as the flints flew. Because these flints also fly off the wheels in the faces of the riders and their passengers too. It's very, very nasty out there as the back wheels kick up a lot of flints. The back wheels, by the way, it's interesting that the valve for the inner tube actually sticks out of the tyre. It doesn't go through the rim because it creeps round under pressure, and that is what the sidecar boys have to do. And in the lead, and I thought it would be one of the Mikes, it's Mike Baxter with Danny Tully taking the lead, and the grit flying all over the place. This afternoon it's been drying out and getting worse as time has gone on. Still then, it's Mike Baxter, number 6, Roaring Crew, but he's got a challenge coming up as Russell Ing and Chris Skipper are battling out up on the inside. So, in third place, the other Mike there, Mike Cameron, but a challenge coming down the back straight as Russell Ing and Chris Skipper tried to take the lead. They haven't made it, they've got to look on the inside. They're in a 998cc Wasp made down in Salisbury, coming through with 1 lap to go. Can they get up on the inside and have a success in that outfit, which is only completed about a week ago and hasn't even been painted yet? That's the second place competitors, Russell Ing and Chris Skipper. But I think they've lost the power now, and there's no doubt about it that well in the lead, Mike Baxter and Danny Tully on their 1000cc Godden from Bromley have got this one stitched up at the moment. Swinging out and up the straight they come to get the checkered flag, and they can look back now and see they've got this one convincingly. So that's their first victory. And in second place was number 4, that was Russell Ing and Chris Skipper. And third, the other Mike Cameron and Paul Randall.
So there's that result confirmed. Mike Baxter and Danny Tully getting maximum points, Ing and Skipper in second, and third place going to Mike Cameron and Paul Randall. Well, it's fascinating to watch the gladiators preparing for combat. All of the tricks of the trade go into the protective gear. And Chris Morton knows why.
It was a little bit painful on one or two occasions. There's a lot of stones flying about out there, and I've tried to counter that by getting in front.
Yeah, right. As I've said, it's rough and it's tough. You obviously wear a crash hat and the leathers. What other protection does a rider need and have to use?
Well, on these sort of meetings where there's stones and stuff, you've got to protect, like you've got knee pads here,
yes,
cups in there which protect the knees from the stones. Obviously the boots have got shin pads in them as well.
Yes.
And that's mainly it really, the leathers obviously give you quite a bit of protection.
Yes.
Some riders have special leathers with padding in the arms here to stop some of the stones hurting too much, But so the best way of getting around that is getting in front.
I know one or two riders tend to wear protection either inside the front or around the back to protect the back.
Well, I do wear a back protector.
Yeah. Do you?
Really it's only that is for obviously for accidents, it doesn't protect you from the stones and stuff.
Yeah, right.
I've always worn a back protector. One or two riders don't do. Personally, I feel it should be compulsory because it damage your back. You've had it.
Yeah, and I mean you're doing big speeds out there. Anything could happen.
Yeah. Oh, there has been quite a number of back injuries, and you really do need to be wearing a back protector.
One layer's not enough to protect your face. Just look at the dirt flying, particularly from the sidecars. And that's prompted this natty invention.
That must be a very useful device in this game, Cecil.
It certainly is. Comes from Germany. Take the thing, I mean.
Yeah, that operates it, does it?
Yeah, you just have to blow it, and the film slides down. Gives you clear vision.
So there's clear film in there?
Yeah, all the time. It's about enough for one race, on a real dirty, lucky race,
So it's blow to activate it, suck to stop it?
Yeah, the suck part of it is because it's not absolutely perfected. And if I didn't suck it, it wouldn't stop.
So while you're concentrating on being a passenger, you're blowing and sucking all the way around?
Yeah, that's it.
It's a difficult old job, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Let's just see how it works again. Blow suck.
Yep. Very useful.
Most, though, are happy to settle for more conventional gear.
The last race in leg 3 brings a head-to-head between two real ace men, Karl Meyer, number 4, and Simon Wigg, riding number 25. Wiggy, as yet, is unbeaten. Meyer has only dropped 1 point, so Wigg is on 16, Meyer is on 15. It will be really interesting to see which one of them gets into the first bend first and really sets the trend, because Wigg is on form today. Certain critics of Simon Wigg were saying a win was long overdue, and it looks as though Wiggy could be moving towards giving us that win today. I think some of his critics have been a little unfair in the past. He's been a trier all the way. He races all around Europe. He sometimes rides 6 to 7 times in a week. Cross-track, off-track, speedway, jetting from country to country. And Wiggy has got the legs for Karl Meyer into the first turn. Simon Wigg says it's mine, thank you very much, I'm going for it, and go for it indeed he does. So Simon Wigg leads in the green, distinctive green leathers. Karl Meyer, number 4, stretching out along his machine to reduce the wind resistance. And Meyer's looking down at his machine, he's drifted wide, so Karl Meyer is out of the reckoning. Mechanical failure ruins his chances. Simon Wigg thundering round now. And in third place I can see the distinctive leathers there of Martin Hagen. Martin Hagen in the pink and green sitting in third, Simon Wigg leading. The battle is very much on for second place. 2 laps to go as they come around past the commentary point. Number 14, Marvin Cox, also unbeaten. So Cox is there sitting on a maximum. So Wigg's going to creep into the lead along with Steve Schofield. At the end, if things stay as they are, now that is tempting fate, I know, but Simon Wigg is looking every bit an Ace of Aces champion. As we get deeper into the action, it's going to be tremendously exciting. Wiggy taking time to look over his shoulder with 1 lap to go. Marvin Cox now coming under pressure from Martin Hagen in second place. So number 20, Martin Hagen, there he is. Here's Simon Wigg, up the hill for the last time. pulling a wheelie. The bike looking to slow a little bit there. Could it be that Simon Wing has a little bit of mechanical problem? Apparently not. He's driving well, looking in superb control. The checkered flag's out. Wiggy takes the win. Marvin Cox comes home in second. Hagen in third. And Meyer drifts past there.
Yes, Meyer ended up fourth, so another clean sweep for the homegrown riders, Wigg, Cox and Hagen. Well, we've seen the spectacular and lighter side of sidecar racing, but it is dangerous and cost the life of Jim Cole, Ken Lane's passenger.
I look upon that as a racing accident, and as I say before, Jim would nowhere have wanted me to retire because of that, and we were great friends, and as I say, I look upon that as a racing accident, and we just carry on.
You were determined to carry on, were you, after the accident?
Very much so. Eddie's done a stand-in job for me this year because again my regular passenger got injured. We ran a memorial meeting for Jim, and he got injured quite badly at that one. And but he's prepared to come back next year. You know, there's a marvellous camaraderie amongst all the competitors in the sport. And as I say, going back to Jim, like he was a great friend of mine, and we sort of lived, ate and drank grass track and motorcycles, you know.
So let's now see Ken in action. Our last race from this leg.
In this third leg of the Ace of Aces sidecar, we've got two winners from previous legs. That's Rob Wilson, number 8, who's here with his passenger Vince Jones. He changed his passengers for the start of the event. They must be pleased with their outing so far this afternoon, having come all the way here from Maidstone. And whilst the officials clear the track of some of the flints, number 10 in there is another man we should watch for in this heat. Dave Manning, together with Peter Blank, has probably got more experience than anybody else on the track. They had a success in one of the earlier heats, first place. They must be very pleased with that. In fact, they're going to sell this combination when they finish. They want to get a better machine for next year. And these two really, despite having some 20 years experience in this sport, now still as enthusiastic as ever, will they run out winners here. They've got Hagen V-twin Hagen Godden V-twin underneath them, and that's the one to watch for. Number 10. Who's going to get it off the gate as they go down to this right-hander now, all line abreast. This is the one where they have to sort themselves out. And chipping into the flags. One of the pairs on the inside took the flags with them, and that's made them slow down, but they really take the inside line now. Coming up over the line there, 8 from 10, and those are the two we picked at the start. So across the line, Rob Wilson being chased by Dave Manning. Wilson in the lead, Manning lying second as they went through, and behind in third place, Mike Cookson and Peter Jones in number 11. Legs 11 it is, and have they got the legs to come up from third into second? The lead still convincingly being held then as they come up this straight then with just 2 laps to go. All the power on, and it's Rob Wilson with Vince Jones still ahead of Dave Manning and Peter Blank. Back then in third place, Mike Cookson. Back there in fourth place was Steve Smith and John Whitten. Well, they've got this one really stitched up, but bouncing across the track. You can see now they come through with 1 lap to go. Just the effect of the undulations of this track on both the passenger and the driver up in front. But they're well stretched out, and the fun really is going to be at the back of the leading two, because the battle is on for third and fourth, and we just see them on the skyline, and third and fourth having a right old ding-dong, because I think 8 and 10 have got it sorted for first and second place, but third and fourth we're really sorting it out. And those are the two that I think are going to... Whoa! There's third, fourth and fifth are having their own little battle. Shows the camaraderie amongst these competitors. As in first place then, it was Rob Wilson, and behind him, Dave Manning. And third and fourth still, I think, going to sort it out in the paddock.
A win for Rob Wilson, but he doesn't feature on the leaderboard after 3 legs. Jewison and Misor still the obvious favourites for that title. While in the solos, only Carl Meyer disturbs the domination of the local, Chris Morton making his first appearance on our leaderboard. Join us then for leg 4. We leave you now with a sidecar outfit view of the Ace of Aces.